Happy Saturday. It's a beautiful day in Las Vegas. It's a beautiful day in Las Vegas. Look, man, hyped up. Feel very blessed today. The weather is a blessing today. It's been a great day. You know, anytime you wake up and you wake up to a good email or you wake up to a good message, it's a blessed day. And I just ask that God continue to bless me on this journey. I know I'm blessed today to have my guests. Creating Black history in Las Vegas has been so far, I believe it's been a success. You know, I can't go anywhere around the city without somebody saying, hey, man, I seen your podcast, and they acknowledge the work that's being done. So I'm truly grateful. I'm truly grateful to be able to connect people so they can make connections. And I'm just truly grateful to bring this content to you. You know, we've been a little bit diverse, and I wanted to make sure that we were diverse and we touched all areas. I'm really big on mental health. So shout out to Dr. Sheldon for coming on last night. It was a late meeting, and he blessed us with his journey and told us about mental health and how mental health is wealth. We also had Quentin Savoy, I hope I said that right, the president of the NAACP chapter in Las Vegas. He was scheduled for 3:05. He couldn't make it. We had to reschedule. Last night, they had to address some of the issues that was going on with CCSD and the issue at Durango. So I just hope that everybody came out of that safely and we ended that progressively and we made some progress. But as we get into this, you know, I want to bring some entrepreneurs. I want to bring some leaders, but definitely I want to make sure that I brought this aspect to the show. And this is law enforcement. And today is a brother who I truly am. I just feel great to be able to acknowledge him. And, you know, the city has just acknowledged him as well. So I definitely want to be able to give him his flowers. And I want you guys to be able to get to know him as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my intro. But thank you for coming on with me. For those who joined, please be aware. You can participate in the comments. If you got any questions that you would like to ask the guests, please feel free. If you got any comments that you want to make, also feel free. I'll put your comment on the screen. So we're going to get right into it. So today, hello and welcome to the 1828 Project, where we explore the lives and works of extraordinary individuals who are making a difference in their communities. I'm your host, Brandon Ward, and today's episode is all about creating Black history in Las Vegas. Our guest today is Officer Adrian J. Hunt.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Adrian has dedicated his life to empowering the Las Vegas community and uplifting the youth. He is also protecting our community as well. I would love to welcome Officer Hunt. How you doing, sir?
How you doing, bro? I appreciate it, man. It's definitely an honor being on the show. I appreciate it, man. I love the work you're doing as well, man. You've had some of the most, empowering interviews, man. So keep up the good work, bros. Anything you need from this side, you already know what it is, man. Absolutely.
Thank you, brother. Oh my goodness. You know, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's the best comment that you can get from any person is whatever you need, I got you. Right. You never know when you're gonna need a person. Right. And that's what we need. I think that's where the unity in the community starts right there. It's not just being there for people when times are good, but being there when people need you, being time, and then offering that, letting people know, hey, if you ever fall on some type of issue, no, I got you, man. So I thank you for that. Same, and the blessing goes to you as well. I extend the same hand.
Appreciate that.
So I definitely want to give these people an opportunity to get to know you. You know, we're going to get into a little bit of accolades. We're going to get into your career, but I definitely want them to get to know you as a man. Adrian Hunt, we think law enforcement, some people have biased opinions, but as a brother, and because I'm a brother who has experienced the same thing you probably have, because I'm a former police officer as well, I think we're going to be able to connect during this interview. But I really want to just give you the respect, man, and I want to thank you for coming on a Saturday. I know it's not always easy to adjust your time on a Saturday, take time from the family and what your extracurricular activities may be. So I thank you for rocking with us, and thank you for watching too, man. Thank you for that.
All love, man. We got to support one another, man. It's all love.
All right, so this is my guest, Officer Adrian Hunt of the LVMPD. And look, I don't think that I really gave your bio any justice. So please give the people an opportunity to get to know who you are. So who is Adrian?
Hey, again, I consider myself a product of the environment. I'm a West Side baby. Grew up in the 89106 area. Pretty much the Brownies, to those who know. They date back here. Simmons and Lake Mead over there. I pretty much stayed in every project in Las Vegas, to be honest with you. Again, tough times growing up. You know, my mom moved from place to place. It was just, it's just what it was, and you know, just had to make do. You know, the best I could as a young man. So again, we stayed all over the city. You know, mostly the West Side though. So of course, that's where my heart is, and that's where I want to dedicate a lot of my time. Is just teaching. You know what I mean, and mentoring. You know what I mean. It was when I was an adolescent. It was Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated who opened my eyes. I seen professional men as a Sigma Beta Club member, and that opened my eyes to a lot of things, and it kind of changed my mindset on just being a professional in itself. Because who knows, being in the projects, my life could have went another way if I didn't have that mentorship. So that's why I think now it's very pivotal, important to mentor. You know what I mean? And I always tell people, if you're not mentoring, especially my brothers, man, let me keep it real. If you're not mentoring, you're not really doing no justice. You know what I mean? A lot of these older folk, they set in their ways, but the youth, if we can touch them and inspire them in any kind of way, that's where it's at. So I've dedicated the majority of my life to just mentoring. When I became a member of Phi Beta Sigma as an undergrad, I became an advisor because I wanted to give back in that aspect. And ever since then, I just been mentoring. You know what I mean? That's the thing out of my passion. That's the thing I love to do. I also have the program that I've been over on the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department called the DREAM program, which stands for Discover, Redirect, Empower, Advocate, and Mentor. And it's pretty much a 12-week program that we have for youth. And we just, we want to show them personal development. We want to show them, interactive activities and just humanize the badge. That's what I want to do. That's one of the things I want to do is humanize the badge, because we don't see enough of that, I think, in our profession. So that's what I want to do. And it's funny, you have these kids that they come to the program, of course, and they're not pretty too fond of law enforcement. And it's cool because, growing up, it was times that I scratched my head at law enforcement, like, this is crazy. So about time they start, it's like, but when they're done, they're asking like, how can I be officer? Is there, what do I need to do? So I really think we're making an impact and just building that bridge and that gap. One of the reasons why I joined law enforcement is that fact as well. Of course, when I was, growing up in the projects, I seen law enforcement in bad terms, and I wanted to be the opposite of that. I said, I want to become an officer and have some positive engagements and positive interactions with the community and with the citizens. And that's what I feel I've been doing, And again, when I speak, I just wanted to put the disclaimer out there. I'm speaking on behalf of Adrian Hunt, you know what I mean? Not the police department. That is something that I do, but it's not who I am, because I'm way much more. I'm a father, I'm an entrepreneur, a husband. I'm so much more than just a police officer. So I just want to put that out there for y'all as well. So.
And thank you for putting that disclaimer out there, because that's what we need. They need to know who you truly are. I didn't know you were an entrepreneur as well. What type of businesses do you have?
So I have a small business called Definite Quotes, and it's e-commerce. So essentially, it's pretty much quotes. So I have spiritual quotes, hip hop quotes on shirts, just a plethora of quotes that you can pretty much go on my website and see which ones you like and then order. You know what I mean? I've also did some investment. You know what I mean? Have a couple properties, things of that nature. So I own some land. But definitely, that was one of the things too coming up. Just some of the older brothers that I seen gave me that kind of entrepreneur, mindset. You know what I mean? Because I'm a firm believer you got to have a few hustles if you really want to make it in life. And that's what it's about, man. It's just getting out there grinding. You know what I mean? Because again, I come for nothing, man. I mean, I remember in middle school, I probably had 2 pair of jeans, a few shirts that I had to share between me and my brother. You know what I mean? So now, you look at my closet now, you be like, okay, he tripping because I got way too much. But again, a lot of people don't understand it, but it's like this is stuff I didn't have when I was younger. So now I'm able to provide for myself, in my family, to give them the things that I didn't have. You know what I mean? So it's a blessing. It's truly been a blessing.
That's true. That's definitely a blessing. So what's your website?
It's definiquotes.com.
Definiquotes.com.
NITEQUOTES.com.
Yeah, y'all support, man. Y'all support my man right there. We got an entrepreneur out there. We definitely want to support them as well. He definitely deserves it. If you see something that you like, buy it. If you see something that you really like, buy somebody else one that you like.
Absolutely. Just spread the word. Look,
Right.
that's all you gotta do. Love, word, show me some love. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We're gonna check you out too. So, what's something that people may not know about you?
You know what? People who really know me know that I get real. See, a lot of people, they don't know me. They're like, but you can ask any, brothers in my circle. You know what I mean? Like, how is Adrian? They be like, or they call me Swifty. That's my nickname. They're like, yeah, he a real one. And again, I mean it in the sense of, I'm not gonna take up for nothing. I'm not cut like that. I'm not gonna pull some shenanigans. And that's what's so difficult too, man. Being a black officer, and we have our own people think, oh, okay, they paint us with a broad brush and generalize, and it's like, if y'all really knew me, you know what I mean. Give you a prime example. This Memphis situation that happened, terrible. You know what I mean. But of course, because of course you're officer one, and then you're a black officer, so you get lumped in with all officers. So, and I had a brother ask me like, what I don't like about is y'all don't ever say nothing. Like, I'm confused, man. What's understood don't need to be explained, because people who know me know I'm not about that. And again, that was an individual that did that. It wasn't the whole police department. And I think that's, as a culture, we have that bad. We want to paint everybody with the broad brush, but when our counterparts do it to us, we got an issue. When our counterparts say, "Oh, all blacks do X, Y, and Z," we like, "Oh, that ain't true," and we get mad. But then when an officer do something, you know what I mean? All officers is accounted for, and it's like, that's not it. But again, I don't have to explain myself, because people who know me have known me for years, know I'm in the community. They know, I'm always gonna keep it real. They know that I'm gonna stand tall if there's any injustice or inhumanities that's going down in my presence, and that's not the case. So it's tough. That's one of the toughest things that we, that again, and I'm sure Rose, in the aspect when you was an officer, that's tough. But again, when you know who you are, you know who you are. It ain't no shame in my game. But definitely, my whole people. I'm the vice president of the Black Police Association as well. So, and I've been, down for the cause in the community, being an advocate for our people. And I really feel that's one of the ways, if we want to even a playing field, we got to get in the game. If we not at the table, then we on the menu. You know what I mean? So we got to get in the game and make these moves, so we can make decisions, so we can police our own if we have the issue. But again, our culture, and when I talk, I keep it real. This F the police mentality, it's not gonna get us nowhere. And again, I'm a huge hip hop head. I grew up on hip hop. My son, he listened to hip hop. You know what I mean? But when we can police each other and coach each other and understand the difference between entertainment and what's real, and I teach a class about that in mentorship. It's called the relations to law enforcement and hip hop, and I discuss how the mishaps of hip hop, the shenanigans that they want us to believe that's not real, and I debunk the myths about it, and then I teach it for the law enforcement side as well. Like, no, hip hop ain't what you think it is. It's more music in hip hop. It's good rap, it's bad rap, it's drill rap, it's southern rap. It's so many different styles of rap. So just because you hear this one type of rap, don't mean that that's what rap is. You can't do that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so that's a little bit about something that people wouldn't know about me. That do know me, they would tell you like, okay, yeah, Adrian, he one of the ones. So, and again, I've always had a voice where if I felt something was wrong, I'm definitely gonna stand tall and speak up.
Man, that's amazing, man, and that's true leadership. So you said you said the organization is the Black Police Union?
Black Police Association.
And then what is their mission?
So our mission is essentially we're here to bridge the gap between the community and law enforcement. So for instance, like we do events like Easter in a 106. We do Christmas, Christmas in a 106. And again, our primary focus is to get out there and let our community know that we're here. You know what I mean? We're here. We're not here for nothing else, but just to bridge that gap and let y'all know, hey, we here. We want y'all comfortable around us. And if there's anything that y'all need or discuss, you guys can bring it to us. We have an event coming up, I want to say the end of March. And you guys, it'll be on my Facebook. We have a quarterly meetings called Let the People Speak. I'm sorry, let's talk about it. And this quarterly topic will be about just CCW. So anybody who's interested in getting their concealed carry weapon, we want to educate you guys on the process and what you can and what you can't do in regards pertaining at CCW. And we just want to educate the people, man. You know what I mean? And that's what we've been doing. Another pioneer that's been holding down, and she was actually the president. I've served under her as well. Was Regina Coward Holman? That's another person you probably want to interview, bro. And I can put you on to that. She's definitely a giant in this community, man.
Okay.
But she's been holding it down as well. She just retired, but just did monumental things in this community, man, under the Black Police Association. So, and she don't take no shorts neither. You know what I mean? So I love Gina. Shout out to Gina if you watching. She may be watching, but definitely, that's some of the things that we do, and that's our focus.
Yeah, I hope she is watching. Definitely hope she is. I had another matter of fact, prior to this interview, I had went and got some water and ran into a buddy of mine who's a P number as well.
Okay.
Officer Elliot Castillo.
Oh, that's my guy. Come on.
I know. I told him I was interviewing you today. He told me to tell you what's up.
Yeah, he another one from I want to say he from Compton.
Yeah.
So he cut from that cough too, man, and it's good when you see brothers that's cut from that cough, man.
Right.
They understand and they get it. You know what I mean? And I'll be lying to y'all if I say every brother on the department, is really down for the cause. I mean, I'm just being real. You know what I mean? That's just the reality of it. A lot of people have the mindset they want to go along to get along. You know what I mean? And there's many times we can expose them, and I do a lot of mentoring as well as far as the young officers to join the department. And just letting them know what's real and putting them up on what's going on and how they can contribute to the community as well.
Yeah, man. Someday you're going to have to get me in there. I'm going to let them know this is what not to do.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man.
This is what not. But
right behind me. My
people
were 9230. So you said 94?
506. So he's 9704.
I was right before you. I came through 206. I did corrections for a certain amount of years as well. And then I transferred to the police side. So I did 2 academies. You know what I mean? So that was a tool challenging too. You know what I mean?
That's the old academy.
You got to attack officers. You making more than them, and they're like, it's a little upset. It's like, look, man, I just want to come over here. I want to try something. I always wanted to go to the police side though, but it was just you get a little content on the CO side because it's good money, mandatory overtime. Well, not mandatory, but pretty much any time you want overtime. But I knew I could have a better platform going to the PO side and touch probably a little more people. So that's why I decided to make the jump.
Yeah. As I revert back to what you said in the beginning, and it kind of goes back to like the mentoring, right? I didn't even have an interest really in becoming a police officer until I met this guy. I was doing pest control in California.
Okay.
And he worked for Newport Beach. And in Newport Beach, some of the officers get to ride a motorcycle or whatever. On duty. He wasn't like an officer, a traffic cop or nothing like that.
Okay.
So my man, I used to admire his bike and I used to talk to him. He used to have his family, and I'm like, bro, like, what do you? He was like, I'm a police officer. And he told me to go and he said you should go apply for our department. Newport Beach was hiring one time, so I go in there and I apply, and I failed that thing, man. You have to score like a 70%. I think I scored like a 68, and I'm like, oh man, I felt horrible.
But you didn't give up.
No, I didn't give up, man. Metro, I went and looked up at Metro, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try out for them. So I remember traveling back and forth from California to here and going through the process. But the reason why I'm saying that is because what sparked my interest in doing it was just having conversations with this police officer who just told me, this is the possibility. Like, you don't need to have a degree, man. Like right now, you're 21, you got all the qualifications. Make sure your credit is right. You want to make sure if anything is out of order, you get in order. But he was like, you should just go for it. And I went for it, and I got it. I was only like 21, man, when they hired me.
You were young when you get It's not a responsibility too, fam. It is a lot. I think I was 25, 26 when I got on. It's a little responsibility, and I think we take that for granted as well, because you can't. There's certain ways you got to move now, because a lot of people don't understand. They hold us accountable. When you get that badge, they hold us accountable.
It was that you held to a higher standard.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
Grasping that concept, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? It means that everywhere you go, you need to know who you are. Like, you got to know what you represent. Like, although you are who you are, you still attached to this. That badge is attached to you. And I took that badge everywhere I went. So I felt it. You know what I'm saying? I knew it. Once I had that badge, I took the gun everywhere. But anyway, yeah, man, it's just going back to mentorship. That's why it's important for us to constantly pour into children and just tell them like what we see. Like I remember, you know, somebody told me when I was young, they was like, man, you will be a great speaker. And I was like, all right. So after I became a cop and then I left the police off, I left Metro. It was that conversation that I remembered at a church I had with a pastor, and it was like, yeah, man, you got to go back into speaking. And I started speaking, and then from there I got into mentoring, and I started my business, the facilitating, all of that. So, you know, it's very important that we always reach down and lift up our children. So thank you for saying that, and thank you for the work you're doing with that. So let me ask you this question real quick, and this is the one that I'm probably gonna like promote more than anything. So I want you to answer this greatly. What does creating Black history in Las Vegas mean to you?
Again, I think things like this, like, you know, reaching out to people, informing people, like we're doing now. I think, you know, what, you know, people watching this is going to inform them, and it gives them hope and to believe, man. But I think when we connect the dots like we're doing now, it makes it a better Las Vegas. Because think about it, put it in perspective. 5 years from now, we wouldn't doing this. You see what I'm saying? We wouldn't really getting with each other, having these conversations. You know what I mean? And hopefully we can inspire by just the conversation we're having now. I touch somebody, be like, okay, you know what? I understand and get what he's saying. You know what I mean? So that's what I think is definitely happening, and I definitely that's going to take us to the next level. And again, you know, Vegas has always, you know, been near and dear to my heart because I'm from here. Again, pretty much I'm a native. I wasn't born here. I was born in Southern California, but I've been here since I was like 3 or 4. So, you know, this is my home. You know what I mean? And just to see it come together and seeing how we've grown, you know what I mean? It's astonishing. You know what I mean? So I'm just hoping we can keep that up. Keep having the communications we have now, and we can't get in our own islands. I think even as a members of a fraternity, I think we do that bad. I mean, you know, we all pretty much essentially have the same agenda. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's like, oh, we're against each other, or, you know, it's never that. But I think we can do more. You know what I mean? Because it's always like, okay, well, I'm doing this, and you know what I mean, and I'm over here. Just in general, as a people, we can do more. So I've been told a few times. I've talked to Devin and Brady over there at Mariposa that they're trying to get organizations to come together so we can have these conversations, so we can know the Brandon Wards and how we can reach out to him and how he can pretty much, you know, pour into the community. How we can reach out to Adrian Hunt, who's the vice president of the BPA, and, you know, how he could bring his resources together, and we can all come in and collab, you know what I mean, and do some major things. And again, we weren't doing that 5, 6, 10 years ago. So that's why I definitely see that it's just, you know, on the horizon is getting bigger and brighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that you said that. Right, I commend like Sean Torrey and them for groups like
Sean Torrey, Young Bros. Yep, Young Bros doing this thing. Absolutely.
So we were at the men's room this past Wednesday, if I'm right. Yeah, you ever been to the men's room?
Yeah, I've been to one. I couldn't make the last one because I was out of town, but that's solid, powerful stuff, man.
Yeah, it's just the conversations that get sparked up there, and then it's just a connection too. It's like you take some time to meet the person, and then how do we connect? And I met a couple of brothers who have small businesses, and I'm a business coach as well. So one brother was like, I'm ready to take my business to the next level. Like, you heard all these people, they use me, and I'm like, well, who doing the work? My man was like, well, I do all the work. And I'm like, all right, yeah, it's time. It's time for us to really develop your business so we can start, you know, hiring people to do the work. And now you can get out here and build this thing, right? You can serve all sides of Las Vegas. We can hit up William, we can hit up Union, we can hit up Enterprise, we can hit up all, you know, Northeast. You can have somebody everywhere. And because he's a brother, and because we can connect him with other brothers, now his business can definitely thrive because we all got an air condition.
Absolutely. That's a fact.
Right? We all got an air condition. So when it go out, why would we not use this black man who has proven himself to be able to do that work? So that that connection is what's very important. And honestly, that was really the spirit behind this, was really not just creating a platform for the person to get their flowers and tell their story, but eventually, when you do things like this, you develop kind of like, like you were part of. It's like a fraternity, right? Now we all part of this, and now we might have like a creating Black History in Las Vegas networking mixer. And then you invite some of your colleagues out, and they bring out some of their colleagues, and now we really got a community. And then where we gonna meet at? You said it. We're gonna go over to Mariposas, because this is what Devin Moore's. It was already the vision. So God has given everybody this vision. Absolutely. We all know that we need this. Like, we all yearning for this. I know people say that we don't open up. We do. When we get around each other, brothers open. I mean, every brother I didn't talk to this week, I've been able to open up personally with, right? And they've been able to connect with me. And then, if I am going through something, they're going to embrace me. So I think that's the power, man. And you touched on it. And that's what we need amongst each other. So I appreciate the work you do. And tying in the law enforcement portion and the community portion is so important, because when it hits the fan, you run into the problem, we running away from the problem. And
that's what a lot of people don't understand too, man. And again, I just wish, and I understand, man, this is a difficult thing too, being an officer. I understand we grew up, we've seen some things in law enforcement. And I always tell people, like, I'm sure I didn't have bad. I came out the Meadows Mall when I was 13, 14, guns, shotguns put on me. I didn't even know for what. And then back then I didn't know. So it's kind of like, wrong person. I guess they had some bad intel, thought it was us. Wrong person and everything. Okay, you guys good, you guys can leave. And it's like, nowadays we know, right? Let that happen to my son. It's gonna be a big payday, I promise you. You know what I mean? So again, just educating, instead of having this opposition and apprehension between law, we need to educate our people so we can hit them in the pockets. Because that's what our counterparts gonna do. I'm gonna keep it real. We do something, then guess what they're gonna do? I see you in court. And guess what? Them pockets is gonna be way more than we trying to fight or trying to, so we just gotta get more intellect in that aspect of hitting them in the pockets, man. And I tell people, I'm not foe. I'm more of an ally. I'm gonna tell you if something bad. You get up, you've been treated wrong by the police. Let me know, and I'm gonna walk you through the process on, how you can file your report, how you can follow up. You know what I mean? But we have this mentality of, we see these clips, and that's just a small portion. And again, a scumbag cop is a scumbag cop. They shouldn't be on it. Them brothers that did that in Memphis, like, they get everything they deserve. You know what I mean? But when you put it in perspective, I tell people, like, wrong is wrong. There's no denying that. If, say for instance, an agency, we have ours, for example, we probably have about 2 million, 2.5 calls per year. This is law enforcement. It's a small margin of error that something bad might happen. You know what I mean? Whether it's, somebody that does something they're not supposed to do. You know what I mean? It's just the nature of it. And again, I'm not condoning it, but it's gonna happen. But think about the 99% of them times that everything went good, that you have officers doing the right thing. You know what I mean? I tell people, officers don't wake up, especially the ones that don't look like us, saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna go mess with black people today, and I'm gonna hurt somebody." It's not the mentality. You know what I mean? And I also say, you probably had a few bad interactions with law enforcement, but you got to tell them good times too. You know what I mean? Because I've been pulled over in other places, and I've had good interactions with law enforcement. You know what I mean? So we can't be one-sided. And I tell people, you gonna ask me to come out to talk and speak with you and your group, I'm gonna keep it real, because again, same situation. We'll get mad if something go down right now in South Carolina, white officer kill a brother. We're gonna get mad. We're gonna want to protest. We're gonna march. But then when we in our own community, I don't know if people know this past weekend, it was some gang members, 73 shots. Luckily, blessed, nobody got hit. 4 or 5 of them got out, got the spring. You know what I mean? Ain't heard nothing about it yet. Now just imagine somebody, and it was in a neighborhood that looked like us. Just imagine if some kids got hit. You know what I mean? But we have that same mentality, ready to ride, ready to go out there and be like, you know what? A life is a life. Period. Whether it was black or white, especially again, I tell people all the time, I'm pro-black. Don't mean I'm anti-white. I love my culture. I love my people. And I say this in a briefing room. It's no that matter to me, no difference to me. I'm just keeping it real. I love my people, and I want to see my people prevail, but don't mean I don't dislike white folks. No. Irish, they have Irish pride all the time.
Right.
Mexican pride, Hawaiian pride. Why we can't have our black pride? You see what I'm saying? So I always put that out there, but we have to be across the board, because if a young kid get killed by another brother or whoever, we still gotta ride the same way we're gonna do it if a white officer do it. You know what I mean? And that's the point I'm trying to make, man. We can't pick and choose what we want to ride for. We gotta ride for everybody that's protecting the harm and ours. Period.
Man, that's a good point. You're right, man. We definitely got to come together. The situation over at Durango High School just happened with the use of force thing that just happened. So when those type of things happen with different departments, what stance do you usually take? Is it like a stance of correction, or like this is the right stance, or is it like, he law enforcement, so I got to back the blue? Like, what's your mindset and what's your perspective on how you look at the community things like that?
That's a good question. And for the record, I want everybody to know clearly that back the blue or Blue Lives Matter is crap to me, because I think it's a mockery of Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? People don't realize, as an officer, I'm held to a higher standard. I can lose my job tomorrow if I do something that I'm not supposed to do. And a lot of people understand that. So again, this is what I do. It's not who I am. I'm not Blue Lives, and I can't stand it. You go to the gym, you know who the officers are. They got their little blue line shirts on with the blue line on them. I'm like, bro, knock it off. It's not even you. You are you. This is your job. This is what you do. So no, I'm not into none of that. Blue lives, none of that shenanigans. I'm not with none of that, man. So, but when things like that happen, again, these folk need to be held accountable. You know what I mean? Now, again, it's different from our department. I can speak on our policies. I don't know what they do over there, but it's synonymous to the situation in Memphis. Could have never happened in our department. Well, it should have. I can't say it never could. I don't know, because again, everybody's different. Tell them what people done, and their mindset is. But the duty to intervene would have stopped that a long time ago. So again, if that happened down here, and as an officer, if I sit and watch these officers just go ham on another a citizen, and if I don't intervene, guess what? I'm out of a job too. You know what I mean? We have a policy as well where if somebody's hurt, we have to put them in a recovery position. We have to tend to them. You know what I mean? So again, I don't know what their policies are over there, but it's different here. And again, I can only speak from my agency and our policy. You know what I mean? So I want to make that abundantly clear as well. Like, if different agencies do different things, just like different businesses do different things. You know what I mean? And how they their rules and regulations. You know what I mean? So, but I think again, those officers need to be held accountable. And of course, we sit and talk about it, and we watch other agencies. Like, of course, that's something we can't do, or we can also dissect and say, okay, if that happened to us, we could. It's different ways and different tactics how we could handle that, so it wouldn't have turned into that. You know what I mean? So again, I think it was very unprofessional, and they deserve what they get as well. You know what I mean? And that's part of what we do. You have to be on your P's and Q's and know what's going on. You know what I mean? I personally thought he probably got a little aggressive as well. So
yeah, man, it's a tough position. It's a tough role to be in, and take a lot of control. Not just that, I had Dr. Sheldon on.
Okay.
Was that yesterday? Yeah, it was last night, matter of fact. Great interview. And I always think about mental health when it comes to law enforcement as well. And, you're constantly dealing with negative situations. Like when I was a police officer, that was one thing that when I left, I was so happy to get away from, was having to deal with that clientele. Right. Yep. That's you get.
We don't show up on the good days. We don't just show up and when everything's fine and say, "Oh, your wife called you because you was being a good husband." We're just here to say thanks. No, we show up when the worst of the worst, and a lot of people don't understand that neither. Like every bad situation we show up on, and sometimes you have that split second. It can be your life in jeopardy. You know what I mean? So, I think, again, that's one of the parts we get, I think we get criticized too much and they don't understand. And that's why I keep it real with a lot of people. Like, look, if you're going to sit there and tell me how to do the job and you ain't never did it, let me talk about it. And if you have questions regarding that, then we can discuss that. But we don't go to a surgeon and after he's done what he's doing or what he's doing, say, oh, you could have done that better. Because that's not our profession. That ain't what we do. You know what I mean? We don't have no experience in that. So I'm not going to sit here and go to your job and say, look, you should do X, Y, and Z because, shoot him in the pinky toe. Don't work like that. You know what I mean? But I think, again, us educating our community with citizens academies, First Tuesdays. There's a lot of things we have out there that we don't, in our community and our culture, don't take advantage of. But when we speak about mental health, I really love the sheriff that we have now. I've known him for years. I truly feel he gets it, he understands it. Kevin McMahill, he was actually one of the few executive staff that was actually a member when he was, before he retired and ran for sheriff, a member of the Black Police Association. That's rare. So I'm just keeping it real. But he gets it, I think, man. And even he's having this wellness bureau that he started under his leadership, where we can go talk to counseling, where we can possibly have a private, we can go to a private spot where we ain't gonna have other officers or other peers in our business, man. That's phenomenal, man. That's gonna be phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, shout out to Kevin McMahill, Sheriff. Appreciate you. I know he does connect with our community very well.
Absolutely.
So he deserves where he's at, and I'm really hoping. I know he was over at Hope for Prisoners yesterday. He made an appearance over there, so he exactly where he's supposed to be, right? Yeah, definitely. Where he's
checked out his State of the Union, he mentioned it, man. Like, he talked about the Memphis situation and said, we don't realize what our African American officers go through when things like that happen. You know what I mean? So he really gets it, man. For somebody to put. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Hold on 1 second. What happened?
Yeah, I'm still here though, because I can hear you. Yeah, you can keep talking.
But I don't know what happened. But I've never seen leadership put that, in that personal connection into their speech, man. Just to acknowledge, like, yeah, you think we going through? What about our African American officers? That's rare, man. And like I said, I've always been a fan of Kevin McMahill, man. Him and his wife, solid people, man. Solid, always been solid.
That's right. So, I want to ask you this real quick, and then we're gonna go into I got some questions for you too. But
okay.
Right now, this stuff is just
man.
have a conversation. Like it's gonna work. I knew this was gonna happen.
Oh, 100%.
Roll off. But I want to ask you. So, as I was talking to Dr. Sheldon yesterday about mental health, so can you identify a time where you were probably going through some mental health, maybe some depression, some stress, and then how did you approach going out into the field and then still keeping your balance? Or did you even go out in the field under those conditions?
And it's funny you said that, because I truly feel that I'm not gonna say I've never been in that mind state. I have been in an officer involved shooting, and I explain that as well. But I think it's balance. You know what I mean? And to me, that's tough alone, because I got a wife, I got an oldest son who demands my attention. He at that stage where I definitely got to be, a father. You know what I mean? And he plays basketball. I got him in leadership. He's a Sigma Beta Club member as well. Then I got a youngster, 4-year-old. He needs his time. You know what I mean? I got to show. And then on top of that, I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma, active member. Been after 24 years. I'm the vice president of BPA. So I saturate myself in so many other things. I run a small business, you know what I mean? So I think that helps, man. But when you get these guys to join the department and all they know is, police work, and all they know is, we're going to go out there and just, that's when you burn yourself out, man. But I think keeping myself busy, I don't have time. I leave work at home. When I'm done with work, it is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm grateful to have, the resources. When I was in my shooting, so I was in a shooting. Well, it's funny, I didn't shoot. I was the only one that shoot. It was a robbery suspect. It was Spanish Trails, $1 million homes. It took us 40 minutes to clear the house when we were done. That's how big the house was. Pretty much they, alarm triggered, and it was a burglar in the house. So we arrived, and these houses just ginormous. We get to the house, we see the burglar inside the house. Like, I think that's him right there, because he's trying to take the picture frame off the wall. So we approach. We get to the door, it's locked. So we open the door, and the wife ran to the door and opened the door. As soon as we open the door, he comes rushing at us with a hammer. You know what I mean? Now, the two officers before me, they engaged in the fire, and it was a justified shooting because he had a weapon, but I didn't. And again, I waited just a few more seconds. One, I felt like, they already was shooting, so I'm like, I'm cool. But if I would have shot, I probably would have shot the husband, because he ran right across me. When they start firing shots, he ran right across me. So they commended me for it, and I get it, because they're usually commending the shooter, you know what I mean, because they did X, Y, and Z. But I had that patience, and I waited. And and I'm grateful for that, man. I just had that much patience, because if I would have shot, I probably would have shot Homer. Now, again, I don't know if I would have, if it would have been, vital to him, deadly. But again, after that, I was in charge of cuffing. We still got a cuff, and then I just watched his life expired, man. And I mean, again, I never wanted that to be the situation, but again, we had to do what we had to do. So it didn't really take a toll on me, man. But that's something I still think about. Like, man, that was that's somebody's child. You know what I mean? So, and that's that's somebody's child. He could have been a father, or an uncle. Who knows, man? So, but I think our department did a great job. I got the counseling. They reached out to me, and I had sessions weekly, multiple sessions weekly, man. And I think our department does a good job. And with this wellness bureau, I really think that this is really going to take it over the top. But I think balance, you said it, Brother Brandon, man, balance is what it is, man. I think that's that. And I try to tell the young officers when they come on, like, look, bro, I know you're happy you're an officer, man, but you got to spread this out, man. Get involved in the community, man. Do some things, because if you just worried about this job, you're going to stress yourself out.
Yeah. And I think it should be mandatory that each officer does get involved in some type of community.
Agree. It's crazy. I tell you this. Now, when you join a department, and they have a time when you got to do some community activities. But I agree with you 100%, man. That should be mandatory every time, every chance we can, or it should be quarterly. You know what I mean? Or monthly. I agree 100%.
Yeah, get in the community, no uniform, just as a man, get to know who these people are, get to know who the entrepreneurs are, the business owners are, who the mamas is, the grandmas is, who the kids teams, right? Showing up. If you got that neighborhood, if they got like a little league over there, you should be stopping by. It's already a group. Stop by to practice, good job. Nice hit, nice throw. Get out of there. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta stay for too long. That presence though. Yeah. It means so much. Like, you see those videos of officers just shooting, with the kids sometimes. It's a good look. Is this a good look?
Absolutely. And a lot of citizens don't understand. Yeah, a lot of citizens don't understand though. They ask that. I know we get that a lot of panels, like, what happened to the policing in the communities walking around? We just don't have the manpower. I think now we're 2 officers for 1,000 citizens. That's how understaffed we are, So of course we're trying to get more officers. And it's tough now on what's going on, you know what I mean? And from other agencies, they make it hard for us now to recruit and get people as well, because it just ain't the popular thing to do right now to become an officer, you know what I mean? Officers getting ambushed. I mean, it's part of the job. You get these shootings, at schools. So it's tough for us right now as far as recruiting wise.
Yeah. So I'm not going to show. I'm like, we're about to go into this police interview. We're not doing the police thing, Adrian. We're not doing it.
It's all good, bro. I'm here, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man.
I love it though. I love it because you're bringing the real.
Absolutely.
This is exactly what they need to know.
100%.
So before I start asking, let's get into the accolades a little bit, because I've seen you around. I never really knew who you were, and then you recently were awarded at the city. I don't know if it was Cedric Creer. I think I saw Mayor Goodman there.
Yeah.
But definitely,
Polinsky, she actually recognized me. But of course, you had the mayor there and a lot of other assemblywomen and assemblymen. And it was just acknowledging, man, of some of the work and some of the things I've done, and especially the DREAM program, because that's definitely spreading like wildfire. We have it at 2 area commands now, but it's looking, and it should be in the future definitely at all 10 area commands. So I'm glad that I had my thumb on that and was able to expand that and grow that, for our valley, for our city. So, but I mean, that's one of few, man. And again, I'm not one of them guys, man. I do a lot, and it's a humble brag. But again, I'm not one of them. I'm not gonna post. That's just not me. You know what I mean? You got people who post all the time, and then that's them. That's what they like to do. Everything they do, every school they go to, and it's cool. It's no slight against them, but I really feel if you're really in the trenches, I don't need no accolades. So it's cool when I do get accolades and I get represented, man. And again, I appreciate you, man. But I'm the one, man. I'm gonna get to it, man. I'm not with the rhetoric. If I'm gonna join something, I'm gonna be a part. I'm gonna be working. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not one of the guys that like to sit in the back. I want to be on the board. I want to, be making decisions and be, be a part of what's really going on. You know what I mean? So, again, everybody's different. Everybody cut a little different, but that's just me. So, but I appreciate the recognition when I do get it. But I've had quite a few awards, man, and been honored, man. So again, I just want to pay it forward, man. And I just hope I can inspire a young brother, young sister, or anybody, man, to come out and do work, man, because these kids need us. And I love it. It's gone on your thing. And I say that all the time. What they see is what they'll be. Huge believer in that. You know what I mean? Again, if you have a nephew, if you have kids and they see you doing something, 9 times out of 10, that's what they want to be because they've been around it. You know what I mean? Their whole life. Another quote I love is, eagles don't fly with pigeons. You know what I mean? You never see them because the eagles soar high. The pigeons, they're gonna get the crumbs and all the waste. So I tell you all the time, you know what I mean? Eagles don't fly with pigeons. Which one are you? You a pigeon or you an eagle? You know what I mean? There's eagles over here. We flying high. So yeah, man. But I appreciate the love. But I recognize it's love, but it's a lot of stuff I do in the back part. My fraternity as well, man. And I gotta boast about my fraternity, man. We do a lot of work, and no slight against any other fraternity, but when it comes to boots on the ground, ever since I became a Sigma, we out here. As I said, we out here. We really out here, man. And I'm glad to be a part of that. I was the state director in the past 18 years, man. And I'm just, being able to pour into the brothers, man, in this organization, and we out here doing the work, man. I love it, man.
Yep. Yeah, I gotta try to connect with y'all. I know I'm not a Sigma, but I was talking about bridging and these things.
Absolutely, man. Anytime. You know enough of us.
I definitely got some resources I feel like can even help the mission as well. So we're gonna talk about that. So we're gonna get into this. So I told you how the officer in Newport Beach, how he was my motivation and pushed me to become a police officer. Who or what motivated you to become a law enforcement officer?
Again, I think 2 things. Again, I was young. And you see movies like, man, that's cool. Be an officer, that's the coolest thing. But the downside of it is, again, I didn't see officers in my community unless something bad went down. So I said, that's something I want to do. But I want to be around when positive things go down. I want to be out there to give positive engagements and positive interactions. So that was one of the things that really motivated me too. Then I had a cousin named Don Hartwell. Don was 21. And it's funny because, I played a little basketball. I went to Apple Pie College, played basketball, came back home with UNLV. Don was 21. He's my older cousin, Don Hartwell. He was 21. Don had a house. He had a car with the beats, you know what I mean? And he was a corrections officer at the city. I'm like, damn, cousin, what you doing? You know what I mean? Like, I'm a CEO at the city. I'm like, oh, is that right? And that's another thing that we don't discuss as well, in law enforcement. It's a nice bag, man. Again, I've been fortunate to provide for my family and have the nice things that that I've wanted and that I've worked hard for. But we don't talk about the long run of it. On paper, it's kind of like, they do all right. But when you start thinking about the raises and the bonuses and everything that come with it, man, it's a nice bag, man. So that's another motivating thing, man. That again, it's no slight. I know people with master's degrees, PhDs, and they got all kind of stuff. And they, still they're a little choppy, when it comes to finances, man. But if you join a department, man, and you handle your money right, you're gonna be all right. That's a fact. And again, that's another tool I use for the kids. Like, and I show them, like, yeah, I own this car, I own this house. You know what I mean? Because you know how it is. You got to show us. You know what I mean? So. Yeah. And it's not a flex or brag thing. I just want to inspire. I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you rolling. Oh, you got the J's. Oh, bet, yeah, And again, that's one of the things I think that I try to help the youth as well. Just try to connect, because we need more law enforcement officers. And I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. We want to even that playing field. We need more of us. Absolutely.
People always ask me, well, why don't you go back? I'm like, I can't do that, guys.
Yeah. You should, Brandon. Honestly, man.
The wall talk about, sorry, yes, sir, I can't do it.
I know that was tough, man. Again, I had to do 2 academies. I had to get OC sprayed twice, so I get it, man.
Yeah,
but
I had the 659 Smith and Wesson. Man.
You appeal in the community, man. You got a voice, man. That's what we need, man. That's what we need.
See, what I figured is that I could just take my resources and my skills, and I can the resources.
But what you doing now, man? Again, man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful what you're doing now, 100%.
But you're definitely right, though. And I think another thing that intrigued me about the career was, okay, you start here, but you can do anything. Like it's something for you. Like it's so many different departments,
so many different sections. Yes, bureaus. Correct, man. Correct.
Yeah, it's like something that you can connect to, right?
Yeah.
I remember, like, I was like, man, everything that my family had experienced was what I wanted to go through. It was like, all right, I want to go gang unit. You know, at first I was like, I want to go SWAT. I looked around, I'm like, nah, I ain't going no SWAT.
Yeah. You change your mind when you get in there. Yeah. And it's funny, the position I'm in now, I'm in the upper intergovernmental service. I never thought, you know what I mean? Never thought of that. Never knew existed.
Yeah,
so
I never even heard of that. So, what is the position? You tell them about that.
I'm pretty much a lobbyist for the department, man. It's a beautiful thing because, and it's cool, first African-American actually to be in this position in the department's history. Right? You know what I mean? So I get to go up to Carson City during the legislative session, and I help fight for bills for, one, our community and our department. You know what I mean? So essentially, I'm just a lobbyist, man. But it's pretty much police detective. You know what I mean? It's the status of that. Of course, it's a pay raise as well. That don't hurt. You know what I mean? But it's good. I'm bumping shoulders with the senators and all the assemblymen, and it's just been phenomenal, man. So far the experience. I'm still getting the grasp. I'm probably like 2 months into the section, 2 to 3 months of digesting the bills and all the verbiage, man. But I'm really liking it, man. And I testified for the first time on behalf of the department Wednesday. And it was cool because Ruben Da Silva, who's assemblyman, he's my frat brother too. He asked me one of the questions. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, man. So it's just good to see us both up there trying to make change, man, in our community. So that's huge, man. Huge, man. So yeah, so far so good, man.
Listen to that progress.
Just learning about it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's progress. I mean,
absolutely,
somebody was saying in it. Matter of fact, what happens in the men's room stays in the men's room. We're gonna leave it in the men's room. I was about to go there. I ain't gonna go there today.
It's all good.
So, Officer Hunt, what are some of the challenges that you faced in your work, and how have you overcome them?
Good question, bro. The toughest thing again about this job is, I'm gonna be honest, is to come from my own people sometimes. And I get it. They don't understand both sides of it, and they don't understand our perspective. When you come from, that hood, and you come from, the projects, and you're with the culture, and then of course you're officer as well. So they don't think it's good. You get a different lens from this view, man. But it's different when I go to Summerlin. And people, they breaking their neck to pay for my lunch, you know what I mean? And then I go to the West Side with my people at, it's like, yeah, okay. Oh, well, we know him though, he cool. So, and again, I worry about the brothers who they don't know, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying this is everybody that have that mentality on the West Side or in our culture, but the George Floyd thing kind of hurt me a lot, man, because I had people second guessing who I was, you know what I mean? You had some brothers that I knew personally, like, bro, you've been to my house, eating in my refrigerator, you've been on my toilet, you know what I mean? You really think that I would have let that happen? Come on, fam. You know what I mean? So that's the tough part. Another tough part is, of course, it's predominantly white. That's tough too. When you go into break rooms and Fox News is on and everybody's a Trump supporter, well, majority is a Trump supporter, that can get tiresome. And not understanding that we have to fight amongst, inside of the agency as Black officers to get a level playing field as well. You know what I mean? And I think we've done a great job of doing that with the Black Police Association as well. It's tough, man. You know what I mean? Again, our union, and the union we have a big union, and it's the union like car insurance. You know what I mean? You need it. You know what I mean? Because you never know if you're going to get into something. But when you have your union at Trump rallies. You have the board at Trump rallies. And again, whoever you love and you support, that's cool. That's on you. But you should be bipartisan. You know what I mean? You got some Dems out here too. You know what I mean? So you just showing us, oh, it's Trump, it's Republican, and that's it. And the way sometimes they hold on to that, it's like that's not fair. Your job is to represent us and be bipartisan, and you're not showing that. So things like that, it's tough, man, and it's hard to change that, man, when you're the minority. So these are some of the tough things, man, that as Black officers that we go through, and me as an officer that I go through. So those are some of the few things, man, that can be challenging sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we gotta. I think we just gotta be educating ourselves a lot about just what we see, right? What's really going on. There was this book that I read. It was called "They Want to Kill Us," and it was pretty much giving a perspective of not just the supporting of the president that you named, but it was also the things that was attached to it and how it was attached. And if you pay attention, if you identify these symbols, if you look at the where these flags are being flown, then you can really tell who you're really dealing with. And I think you bring up a very interesting perspective, because there's a chapter in there about law enforcement. There's also a chapter in there about the military and how this how the supporters are, and how you really, as a Black police officer, definitely you have to police one another. Not just police one another, you got to protect one another, right? So it's a tough situation to be in, but I commend you. And another thing is, it's a blessing because you've been a part of the department long enough to where you're in a position to where you really get to make a difference, right? This is where, if there really is a problem, it's not just going out and just policing officers. It's about bills, right? And
change, absolutely.
Really making real change that's going to impact everybody, not just that command, not just that neighborhood, not just that family, but it's going to impact everybody in the masses. And I feel like, man, that's why I'm so blessed to have you on, because I didn't even think of the dynamic of it being so great. So that's huge, bro. That's truly creating Black history, right? It's truly creating history for not just Black history, it's really creating history. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For our community, and for you to be a part of that, because there's a lot of that happening right now. There's so many people that we can recognize and that have been placed in high positions. I read into Judge Courtney Ketter the other day.
Yeah, that's bro. Shout out to Courtney.
Yeah, I need to get him on. That's one of your brothers as well.
No, he not frat, but no, we kick it. We just went out. We went to Belize together. We all did. Me and my wife. Just a bunch of friends, man. Good brother, man. Solid brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
shout out to Courtney.
So that elevation, all of that is progression, and that's what I want people to see, is that the representation is there. I don't know who told you we didn't have no Black leaders. Yeah, people out here putting in the work every day.
It's your platform, man. That's highlighting us, man. So that's beautiful, man. It's because, like I said, man, salute to you, fam, because this is big, man.
Thank you. So we had an hour. I don't know how your time look. I got a few questions.
You for real?
That was an hour already.
Bro. We had some good conversation, man. We gonna have to definitely get back together, man. Damn, that was fast, bro.
That was real
cool. Big time flies when you having fun, man. So it's good stuff, man.
So I got a couple more for you. And you don't got to be long-winded with them. It's up to you. Okay. Two of them is like some ones I gotta ask you, but let me ask you this one for sure. Just tell me more about your vision for empowering the Las Vegas community. Now, this is the Las Vegas community as a whole.
Okay. So again, I just want to continue to mentor, man. As I stated earlier, I really think the youth, we have to get a hold of them now, and just to teach them how to be better men. You know what I mean? Because we see some of the youth, some of the stuff that our youth is doing now. Brothers, men, they need us, man. So we got to figure it out. Whether we all come together and put on some of these, organization together so we can mentor, or just if we mentoring one or two people at a time. Again, I try to do it with the Dream Program. I try to do it through my fraternity as well. But we need mentorship, man. If we can do that, I think it's just going to make it bigger and better for us Vegas Valley people here, folks here in the Valley. It's just to uplift, man. And that's what it's about.
So I'm a very intelligent person, I believe. So listen,
Absolutely.
if there's any brothers out there who are interested in mentorship, there's probably going to be a background included in everything as
Yeah.
well, because we vet people, but definitely reach out to me and just let me know who you are, give me your contact information, and because I just believe that it's the numbers. Once we show that we got the people, and then we put the
100%.
programming together. And the thing is we don't have to put the programming together. There's already so many different programs
Yes,
out
it is.
there.
There's a lot of programs out there. Absolutely.
Vet children too. It's like, okay, these are these would be some good brothers that you can fit with. This is your
masterminds. It's a lot, man.
A lot, yeah. Like so many. And that's the thing. As long as we can get the numbers, now we can start putting it out. Then not just that. Once we show that we got the numbers, then we can get the funding. So it's not volunteer work. People, you don't always got to volunteer. I mean, it's good to volunteer, definitely, but with the right person in charge or the right person helping with the planning, we can get the funding to do it. I'm pretty sure Metro will sponsor a program if we put it together.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, here we go. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the Dream program. I want to just let us know about the initiatives that you're involved in.
Okay. So again, it's 12 weeks. It stands for Discover, Redirect, Empower, Advocate, and Mentor. We do things, man. Again, we have personal development. We have classes called, for instance, goal setting. We do one on life choices. I do a class called My Mission, where we pretty much write out your mission as a young man or young woman, and that's pretty much going to be your blueprint. So when you start thinking you're about to make bad choices, you're going to look at your mission, and that's going to keep you online and keep you on the straight and narrow. We do boxing with them. We take them to the Richard Steele boxing gym, rock climbing. So again, it's interaction as well. And again, we want to humanize the badges to show them, hey, we like to do some of the same stuff y'all think. Because you know how this, man. A lot of people think, especially kids, they think we robots, man. You know what I mean? And don't understand we have a life as well, and we like to have fun. So I think we really get to highlight that, man, in this program. We provide food for you when you come to the meetings. We do them every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4:30 to 6. Now, once completing this 12-week program, you get a lot of swag at the end. We've had VGK donate us tickets, jerseys. They're a huge supporter of us in our program. You have, we have restaurants that donate and cater to us as well. We got a lot of people that just like to give, man, when you're dealing with the youth. And just like you said, if we can all come together, definitely we can put something together. Or, again, we can pour into those other organizations that's doing things. But again, it's very fruitful, man, for the youth. And we've definitely seen the change within the youth, and of course, certain areas, man. And that's what we want to do. We just want to educate the youth, man, and let them know that, hey, we're here. Again, another organization, Single Beta Club, that's any kids from 8 to 18. Our fraternity puts on a mentorship program. And again, we're just teaching them how to be men, young men, keeping it real with them. We put them through life choices, you know what I mean? And make them, hopefully they can decide and have better life choices. And it's just being around good mentor, men that have mentored you, that's doing some positive things in the community. And again, what this is, what they'll be. Once you start putting them kids around, to all parents, once you start putting them kids around positive people, you're going to see the difference, 100%.
So as a parent, how do I sign my child up for the program?
So again, you can reach out to me, Adrian Hunt, 702-349-3330. That is my cell phone number, 702-349-3330. You can either call or text, and I can put you in that driver's seat. You know what I mean? It's that simple. You know what I mean? And I'm not the only advisor. We have a few advisors that are advisors, and they help out as well. Same with the Dream program. Get a hold of me, please, and I can put you in that driver's seat as well. We also do it in partnership with other organizations. We have another organization that assists us as well. They're called Thug Life, and it stands for True Heroes Under God, Living Freedom Evermore. And it's a brother by the name of, they call him Hot Dog, Dave Hollis. He runs that part, and I love them because they come through and they bring brothers and sisters that did hard time, you know what I mean, in prison, and they telling you their life story. So it's some deep stuff. It get heavy, man. We had one young brother, Andrew Trujillo, big shot caller for the Serenos, man. I'm talking about you went in there, and if he told you, hey, get him, you got it. You know what I mean? So just to see his life turn around, man, and how he's giving back to the community, man, heavy stuff, man. Heavy stuff. So please reach out, 702-349-3330, and I'm going to put you in that driver's seat.
So if you ever looking for mentors?
Mentors as well. Same thing. You can call me, and again, we can, if you got a story to tell, if you want to tell your story, we can put you in the driver's seat as well. You can come out and mentor the kids as well. Same thing. Reach out to me.
I'm reaching out. This is my reach out right here.
Okay, that's a fact, man. Hit me up, man. We got
a 725 number. What's that 339 one?
702-349-3330. It's my personal cell.
Oh yeah. Yep. See, I knew I was gonna get you 725. That's what I had. I was like, that's why he ain't answering. He didn't gave me the duty number.
Oh, you called me on that one? Yeah, that's so. I'll give you that one. That's my work number. Yeah, I give you that one too. 725-217-8886. I only answer that during the weekdays. Weekends that would be off.
Now I see why. All right, here we go. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience as a Black law enforcement officer and how you navigated the challenges that come with that?
Again, man, just being me, being myself, and getting involved. Again, I've been a member ever since I joined the police department. I've been a member of the Black Police Association. So I got mentorship from the Will Scotts. He's a retired captain on his agency, man. And just getting the game with them, man. I'm the type of firm believer. I'm not gonna learn. I'm not gonna have mistakes. I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try to learn from somebody else's mistakes. So it was brothers like that. CJ Charles Jenkins, he's been a lieutenant on the department now 28 years. Regina Coward, Holman, you know what I mean? Just getting the game, getting under them, and getting the game and seeing what to do and what not to do, man. I think that's what kept me on the right path. And again, that's also an organization and a hub where I can come together and I can vent on any problems I have, any challenges. And when we come together, of course, they either going to point me in the right direction or sit me down and be like, okay, you was wrong for that, or you know what, this is what you need to do. So again, that's been mentorship. And I'm not afraid to tell you, I get mentorship. I get mentored too. You know what I mean? As a 43-year-old man, I get mentored too, man. And it never stopped for me. Because again, I'm always want the gems and the jewels from those who've been there and done that. You know what I mean? So I'm always been the student of the game and always will continue to be. Yeah.
All right. I got a couple more for you and we good, brother. So okay. I know you discussed
it. I'm good on time.
I know we discussed it throughout it, and I'm going to be direct about it now. Okay. Because I feel like it's something that people need to know that's very it's purposeful, right? And it has to come from a place of passion, a spirit as well. And the question is just tell me some ways that you work to so you built those positive relationships in the community, and how have you been intentional about that? Other than the programs, right? Even if it's not a program,
Right. Again, I'm from the community, just being in the community. You know what I mean? And again, it's not even have to be my organization events. If Brandon, if you throw something, I'm probably gonna pull up. If it's on the west side or in the community, you say, hey, bro, can you pull up? Absolutely, I'm gonna pull it up. To your teachers out there, if you need somebody to come speak to your kids, you know what I mean? I'm definitely engaged. 10 toes to the ground. I'm gonna be there. Now again, if it conflicts with my schedule, I'm gonna let you know when I'm available. But I will be there. You know what I mean? I'm going to answer that call. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. Even getting the position I'm in now, that had a lot to do with it. Because when they were looking for a person to go up there and represent, they start asking questions. I've been hearing about Adrian Hunt. So they go to assemblymen, they go to senators. Hey, you know Adrian Hunt? Absolutely. You know what I mean? He one of the ones, he in the community all the time. We know him. Yeah, he's solid. So again, just getting yourself out there. And I say this, and again, I'm gonna speak on the real. It ain't a lot of us, man. A lot of officers. I tell them all the time. You know what I mean? Even through our Black Police Association, I would like to see more officers be active and engaged. I mean, we have some that they pay their dues, which is cool because that goes toward the cause. But we need y'all boots to the ground, man. And it's tough. Everybody got things they don't. We all got things we don't. You know what I mean? but these kids need us, man. And again, I think my passion for the community and the culture is where that comes from, just being engaged and locked in. Because I was once that kid on the west side, man. Kicking rocks, trying to figure things out, man. You know what I mean? And I said I ever get to the point and you have a platform where I can get back, damn it, I'm gonna do it. And and I feel I've done a good job, to do that. You know what I mean? So it's important. And I'm trying to teach my son. My son 15, he got to get out there and get it in too. We always gonna reach back and get to our people. You know what I mean? So
I think you pointed people in the right direction. I think you pointed police officers into the community. I think we told the community, to get to know some more of your police officers. And then we talked about bridging the gap. So if there's any person who is interested in becoming a police officer, can you tell them how they can get started, and then any advice that they may have? I mean, that you may have for them?
Absolutely. And we are looking for officers, and we need officers in most overall. And again, if you guys haven't seen Kevin McMahill's State of the Union, please check it out. It's on YouTube. Very profound, man. And he said, colors wise, we need people of color. You know what I mean? You can go on to protectthecity.com, common spelling, protectthecity.com, or lbnpd.com. And I'm a firm believer we're the best recruiters, the officers who are out here. I can probably say about 35 to 50 people that I've been an advocate that I've got on this department and walked them through. So if you're nervous about anything on the hiring process, what you should do, call me and I'm gonna walk you through that process. And again, I'm not just talking. You can call me, and if you have questions, it's something that you may be skeptical about, I'm gonna let you know. Like, you might want to wait, clear some things up. Or you know what? Go ahead. When you get to this point, I'm gonna be there to walk you through it as well. As I mentioned earlier, it's a nice bag, y'all. Again, I know you hear on a lot of shows and movies, the police don't get paid nothing, and it's not a flex. Probably the last since 2010. I've probably been six figures and over since 2010. And again, it's a pay grade every year, you know what I mean? But it's definitely a bag, you know what I mean? And that's important because you got to support your family. We got to support each other. So, but again, it's not a flexing in the bag. Trust me. I'm just letting y'all know that, again, and it's job security, sadly, there's always criminals, you know what I mean? And it's PO and the CO side. Again, I started off on the CO side, and now I'm a police officer going on 5 years now. On the police side, I've about a total collectively 17 years, going on 18 years on the department. But it's been a great career, and there's so many things that you guys can do. It's not just you get in this profession, you doing one thing. It's so many sections. There's so many other avenues that you can go down and do. So you can switch it up. When you feel like you're done with this, go to something else. Be a detective. You go to robbery, sexual assault section. So many other things you can do. Recruitment. You know what I mean? So it's something to think about. And again, I'm a firm believer. We need to level the playing field. That's the only way we're gonna level the playing field. We get a seat at the table and we come out here and police. Again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me.
That's right. My man Mike Worthen said,
appreciate it, fam. I see that. That's solid. Yeah, you got that popping up. Thank you.
Definitely in there. All right. So this is one of my favorite portions as well. I hope you wrote it in, because I know you probably seen it and they say, I'm not going to get everybody. And probably you won't. But I would love to know, who are some community members that you would like to acknowledge?
I think I mentioned a few already. You, for one. I'm just keeping it real.
Thank you.
Again, man, this platform is beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna give you flowers, bro. That's what we got to do more of that, man. Again, my fraternity. I think we've been. It's changed me and made the man I am, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. Probably the sickness has been very, very pivotal in my life, man. So I'm forever grateful to my organization. Man, you got Twix, Sean Torrey. Shouts out to young bro, Sean Torrey. A lot of my OGs, Will Scott, you know what I mean? He's a chief over at the AG's office. Donchi King, he another one of my frat brothers who put it on the line, man, and always out there with the youth. And who's really out there. He the same way. He, and that's why I love. He like me. He don't need no accolades. He's just gonna do the work. You don't need to highlight. He don't need to go live every day. He don't gotta post nothing. There's some sisters out there, man. That's created some milestones too. Belinda Harris. I was with her. In the trenches. She's a judge now. Courtney Kettle, that's my guy as well. Yeah. John Johnson, my Kappa brother, man. He a good brother too, man. He's got his small business out there. The list goes on and on. And Stretch Sanders, another young brother, man. That's a strong, positive brother, man. We have some good, deep conversations as well, man. One of my fraternity brothers as well. Just the brothers out there, y'all know, I'm sorry, if I miss you, you know what I mean? No disrespect, but it's all love. But it's, we got some brothers out there doing some things, man. My brother Brady Wells, that's another brother, man. When I tell you, he show love, man. And even with his businesses and the things he's doing and providing employment for brothers and sisters, man. Solid brother. That's another brother you probably want to get on too, man. Brother Brady Wells. Man, it goes on, man. We got a lot of brothers out doing there's some solid stuff, man. Brother Mike Hollis, yeah. He's over in the fit, man. He's busy and he's engaged and he's involved, man. And another brother who, he's just humble, man. He just want to do the work. You know what I mean? Ruben De Silva, another brother, man. Again, if it's any brother that's well-rounded, you know what I mean? When it comes to just knowing a little bit of everybody, that's Ruben De Silva, man. Another young brother out there. The OGs, Lawrence Weekly, who's paved the way. Senator Joe Neal, I ain't going all day, man. But I'm just having Mark Armstrong, another brother. Sigma Giant, man, I done stepped on his shoulders, man, to get up there. So yeah, I ain't go all day, man. But salute to you brothers, and if I miss you, I love you. You already know what it is. So just in my heart.
That's power.
My heart. Yeah.
That's power. That's true power. I can't even stop smiling, bro. It's power. Like I'm blessed because just to name all those people, and we're here. This is our community.
Yeah, man, 100%. Man, I go on all day because it's been a lot of brothers.
All we got to do together. I know the fellas at the mosque be like, look, I know we meeting here. I need y'all to get over here. Y'all get over here. We're gonna be able to unite. Yep. I'm like, you know what? I hear you, brother. I hear you, and I love your passion. And I love your passion. All right, so Brother Hunt, how can we support your efforts? Is there any where we can go and donate to your cause? Is there any way we can, give our volunteer time, our efforts, our business acumen? How can we help you fulfill your mission?
Man, I appreciate that, bro. Definitely. Again, my number, that's probably one of the main ways, 702-349-3330. I'm on Facebook as well as Adrian Hunt, as read on the title here. You can reach out to me. Our grad chapter, which mentors our youth group. If you want to help out, and give funds toward that, that aspect as well. That's another avenue. Just reach out to me. I can connect to the right people. As far as our dream program, we're out of Summerlin Area Command, but it's for kids all over the city. You can reach out to me and I can point you in the right direction there. Again, you can inbox me or you can text me or call me, either or. DefiniteQuotes.com. Again, that's my small business as well. Check that out. Again, I appreciate the love, man. And again, that's any way, that's one of the few ways you can reach out to me. You know what I mean? And again, we appreciate the love, man. But again, anybody who wants to assist and want to help, same way. Just please reach out to me and we'll get you squared away. I'll point you in the right direction and make sure, that if you want to assist and help out, we'll get you squared away.
Well, brother, this is the beginning of a great relationship. I'm glad I'm glad we was able to actually interact, this time around. It's always a blessing. This is all about connection. It's, the sky is the limit. I tell people the opportunities that are out there right now are limitless. If you find your lane and you just go at it hard, fetched, nobody gonna stop you. I'm telling you, people so busy worried about themselves, they don't got time to worry about you.
Yep.
They have no time to worry about you. Nobody gonna stop you.
Man.
It's our time. So we need
Right.
to take position. We need to come together. We need to value each one another. We need to
100%.
understand that we all have a position on this team. And as long as everybody play their position and they play their role and we move up the ladder as we get more experience, as we get more, get smarter. And then when our time comes, we'll all be ready. And that's the thing. It's all about us just coming together. Because I'm telling you, the talent here. We got a
lot of resources too.
Yes,
a lot
sir.
of resources amongst each other.
Yes, sir. And I'm talking about we got some big wigs. I mean, come on, man. Our mayor in North Las Vegas is a Black woman who
100%.
comes in the community often, and she'll ask you what you need help with, and you can talk to her. We got Cedric Creer.
Cedric Creer, good brother too. Yeah.
It ain't no telling where we headed with him, right? Yep. It's just so much going on, right?
I think he's probably gonna be the next mayor too. He's a good brother, man.
Yes, he is.
Good brother, man. Like brother Creer. Yep.
When I say it's our time, it's our time, and I don't say that to shade anybody else. Be aware of the energy that's around you. Somebody said, Twix said this the other day. He said, people just jealous of us. That's it. They just jealous of us. And it's not really about racism. When it all comes down to is that we truly do have something that other people don't have.
A lot of envy.
We got it. We got it. And once we learn what that is, then we're going to value not just ourselves, but we're going to value one another. And that's what's more important than anything, man. So I love you. Let me hit up these comments real quick.
Okay.
A stable in the community. I'm definitely going to let her comment come up here. Denise,
that's my girl. Hey, that's another one right there, man. That's paving the way, man. Big things. That's sis right there, man.
Sir.
Strong sister, man. Strong.
I actually got her scheduled to come on.
Oh man, that's gonna be powerful right there.
She's on Tuesday. I got her on Tuesday. Hey,
all the heavy hitters. You get all the heavy hitters.
Hey, that's what she was saying. She said, "Hey, B, hey, bro, Adrian." Then she
What's
said,
up,
"Loving
sis?"
these lineups." And then definitely prayers and love. So definitely we love you, Donnie. Thank you for commenting. We appreciate you too. Everything that you do, your spirit, your work in the community. Even when you're stern and you got to be strong, like I appreciate it. I love it. So we appreciate you. She said, but where are the women at? Listen, I sent them out. But don't think you coming. I got Tiffany Tyler coming. I got Ashley Dodson. I got her coming on. But you're going to be very happy to hear next month is National Women's Month. And the same thing that I'm doing this month, I'm really going to highlight the women as well. So we're going to have like the Danette Bros on here. I'm trying to get the ladies from the Raiders and the Aces. I'm trying to get people on here. We're really going to see what's going to happen. But I got a plan. I ain't forget about y'all. I ain't forget about you at all. All right. So I would love to actually have a female on tomorrow. I don't have any guests lined up. The 19th is open. So anybody who wants to come on, please come on. So, Adrian, I usually have a person let me know about the next guest. Now, matter of fact, it might be Don. Go ahead. Give Mingo she coming on Tuesday. Go ahead and give her.
There we go. See, sis?
Go ahead. This is for Denise on Tuesday.
Ask and you shall receive. All right.
You got to introduce our show on Tuesday on Creating Black History in LV. We're gonna have Denise.
Okay.
You ready?
On Tuesday on Creating Black History in LV, we're gonna have the beautiful trailblazing Danisha Mingo. All right, sis, we waiting for you. I'll be there listening as well.
Good one. That's a good one, brother. All right. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Continue to be safe out there. God bless you and the family. Praying for you. And whenever I see you, man, let's embrace, man.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it, fam. I'm gonna get with you, man. Absolutely. Appreciate it, man. Honor, man. It's a blessing.
Thank you for your time.
Love the good work, family.
Thank you. Danisha said she loves us, so we love
you too.
Yeah. All right, Adrian, you take care. All right. And that's Adrian Hunt, y'all. Another blessed interview. I mean, I thought it was a true blessing. If you didn't get to watch it all, feel free to go in and watch it. It's an hour and 25 minutes. Look, I schedule these. They can be 30 minutes. They can be 2 hours if they want to. And a lot of times they stay on. So I'm appreciative of it. I think they're grateful of the platform, and I love it. So I love that you guys come on. I love that you talk in the comments. Thank you, Donisha, for joining today. Mike, thank you for constantly supporting, brother. I appreciate you. And then all of those who came on, went out, come back. Be on the lookout for even more. When you see these, please share them. It's nothing but great information. I'll be posting a link, a YouTube link that'll take you to the channel. And so when you go to the channel, it'll give you all the episodes. And I think I might have like 1 or 2 that might be missing. Lady AK's, I think, is missing. But if you need that one, just request it from me. I'll get it to you. You know, high power right there. Oh, Denisha, my first one was actually a woman as well. Lady K was on there. And thank you. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. You know, you see me in my strength. I love this position. And, I thank God, because I feel as if the way that you become blessed is you bless others. And I'm going to continue to bless and create platforms and just try to just give people the opportunity to just show who they are. Because listen, when you're a great person, you surrender and you sacrifice a lot. Like you do. Like you got to walk a certain type of way, being held to a higher standard, knowing that people looking up to you, knowing that kids is depending on you to become who you really supposed to be. You got to walk different, right? And all these people that I'm having on, they walk different. Like these not people that's just doing in their profession. Like this is their life, right? Like they have not just committed their life to this service. You know, they spent the money, they spent the time, they put the work in, and now they really putting the work in the community. So it's going to be amazing constantly. Danisha said, I can't wait for our conversation. Yes, I see your strength. Thank you. Thank you, sis. That means so much to me coming from you, right? Because you are anointed. I told you that. I told you that since I first met you. You are very anointed. And I appreciate you. I gotta get some water. I'm dehydrated here, but it was a great show. Looking forward to Sunday, Monday. Look forward to the rest of the guests. We got a strong lineup. Like I'm telling you, it's fire. I got some great people coming on. I just confirmed I got Jeremy coming on. Jeremy from Grand Delights, right? Jeremy Grand. And then I'm also going to give him opportunity to promote his topic party, which is happening next Saturday. But I even what he's doing, and people don't realize that when you're able to create a community and when you're able to get people together, that's truly history as well. It's so empowering for us to be able to come together as one in a safe place, to be able to talk with one another, to be able to fellowship is so powerful. So any person who can create those spaces for Black people to come together. And one thing about us, we don't exclude nobody. If you're white, if you're Mexican, whatever, you can come in. We always include you. We're not gonna kick nobody out or nothing. But y'all come on over. Y'all come on and experience it. And honestly, we the flavor. And we the flavor of America. Honestly, we the flavor of the world. And y'all might as well come get a taste. So with that being said, man, y'all continue to create Black history in LV. Stay in your lane. You're not by yourself. If you need help, you need assistance, look, we got resources. We got people in the right places. We got people that can help you. I mean, and I'm telling you, that can help you solve your problems. And then we also got people who can help you prevent from creating those problems later on down the line as well. So let's just take advantage of all of that we have. Thank God for all that we have. I thank God for all that we have. I love each and every person in our community, especially those who are continuously putting the work in to make it better, to make our lives better for generations to come. With that being said, my name is Brennan Ward. This is Creating Black History in LV, aka the 1828 Project. I'll see you on the next one. God bless. Yo, so good. Thank y'all for not bothering me. Kids was good. Yeah, I had to acknowledge them real quick. Shout out to my kids. for being good during the podcast. Now we about to go to the park. We're gonna play a bit. I'm gonna run around, be a big kid on this Saturday. You ready to go to the park?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come say hi to everybody. Come here.
Hey guys.
Who are you?
I'm Krista.
What you doing today?
I'm going to the park in a little bit because me and Paul and Brazil and DJ are now we're doing the water surfing again. I want to go to the slide, and I like the slide, so I like it, so hope you come, because I like the park, because the park is so fun, guys, so I like the park.
You like the park? That's where we're going. We're going to the park. What you like doing at the park?
I like having fun at the park and play baseball and to practice stuff and playing something. And then I better grow up, and then this week, congratulations with everything with Daddy, and then they want to go with Daddy because they love my dad so much at him, and Daddy wanted to exercise because he last week to gym last year.
Why you got these boogers? You got boogers on your nose and you on camera. All right, so say happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Be safe.
Be safe.
We love you.
We love you.
God bless.
We got blessed.
Say if God give you
God give you
an idea,
another idea.
do it.
Do it.
And if it's not God,
If it's not God,
let it go.
let it go.
All right, y'all. So that's it. That's Bishop. That's me. Love y'all, man. It was a great episode. Shout out to Officer Adrian Hunt for
Yeah.
Adrian Hunt for his presence, man. For him protecting us.
Yeah.
And then now for him creating bills and laws, passing things through. Shout out to his fraternity as well. He brothers, I think it's Phi Beta Sigma. I think that's what it was. Listen, I'm not a fraternity guy. I know the colors, y'all. I love y'all and I respect y'all. I think that's how you build a community. I think that same system that y'all use, we can probably use in other communities. Systems are systems. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Great episode. Hour and 33 minutes. We did our thing today. We brought you some great content. Donisha said before she says, flavor the world. Yeah, we are the flavor of the world. Let's go.
And subscribe to Daddy's channel and subscribe to my channel and Daddy's. We hope you subscribe.
Yep. Hit the like button. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe.
And don't forget the notification.
That's right, baby. Notifications. Let them know that whenever we come on, it's going to let you know we on. But you heard my guy. He came out of nowhere with that brilliant guy, right? You be watching that YouTube.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Peace. Gang, gang.
Gang, gang. You crazy, boy.